Hello world, welcome to a Black Mage up to level 30 guide. This is Shadowbringers 5.3. Details on the following glamour set can be found in the description box below. Glamour for the Black Mage series, we have the Suzaku Flame-Kissed Rod, the Archaeodemon Horns, the Augmented Hailstorm Coat of Casting, Lucian Prince Fingerless Gloves, the Guardian Corpse Skirt, and the Augmented Hailstorm Boots of Casting. Welcome to a Shadowbringers Black Mage Skill Spotlight. So let's start this off. At level 1 we get Blizzard, deals ice damage with a potency of 180. It has a full cast bar. In other words, you cast, you stop casting, and you continue to cast again. There is no downtime, there is no uptime. Additional effect, it grants the Umbral Ice or removes the Astral Fire. We'll get the fire at level 2, but for now, just know one thing. You spam this till the target's dead. At level 2, we get Fire. It deals fire damage with a potency of 180. It is a full cast spell, similar to Blizzard. This will remove the Umbral Ice and grant the Astral Fire. This is the higher priority DPS. Make sure you spam this over Blizzard. At level 4 we get Transpose, swaps your Astral Fire with the single Umbral Ice or all the Umbral Ice with a single Astral Fire. It is instant cast with a 5-second off global. The most common use of this for now is to basically finish off your enemies during the Astral Fire and then immediately transpose into Umbral Ice to recover your mana while you move on to the next pack of enemies. At level 6 we get Thunder. It deals lightning damage with a potency of 30 on impact. Lightning damage over time with a potency of 40, duration of 18 seconds. It is a full cast spell with a MP cost of 200. It deals 240 potency with the dot timer of 6 ticks every 3 seconds, so that's 240 plus the initial impact, so that's 270 total. The common use of the Thunder spell is during the downtime of Blizzard. At level 10 we get Sleep, puts target and all nearby enemies to sleep with a 5 yalm radius. Duration of 30 seconds, cancels auto attack upon execution. It is a full cast spell with 800 MP cost. If you're on the fields, if you're doing MSQ content or you're just doing quests, go ahead and use a Sleep if you're up against too many targets or more than you can chew, and go ahead and focus on your priority target. Do not use this in dungeons. If you're planning on focusing solely on dungeons or raids or any other mechanic, completely remove this from your hotbar, because any kind of damage or any kind of source of damage from AoE or single target or even auto attacks will immediately awake the target. At level 12 we get Blizzard 2, deals ice damage with a potency of 50 to all nearby enemies. Additional effect, grants Umbral Ice or removes Astral Fire. Duration of 15 seconds. It is a semi-long cast with a semi-short recast. MP cost of 800. Blizzard 2 requires you to be at melee range and 4 or more targets. The best way to use this is to not use it. Use your Blizzard 1 instead. Level 15 we get Scathe, deals magic damage with a potency of 100. Additional effect, 20% chance the potency will double. It is instant cast with a recast and MP cost of 800. The best way to use Scathe is to remove it from your hotbar. Your DPS rotation should revolve around the minimal use of Thunder and the optimal use of your Fire 1 spam. At level 18 we get Fire 2, deals fire damage with a potency of 80 to target and all nearby enemies. Additional effect, grants the Astral Fire or removes Umbral Ice. Duration of 15 seconds. It has a very long cast bar and a 1500 MP cost. Priority target for Fire 2 is going to be 3 or more. At level 20 we get Magick and Amend trait. Increases the base action damage and HP restoration by 10% and allows for a stacking of a second Astral Fire or Umbral Ice. A second stack of Umbral Ice means that you recover 6400 MP, and a second stack of Astral Fire means that your damage multiplier goes from 1.4 to 1.6, so typical Fire 1 will do 288 potency instead of 252. This will also upscale your Fire 2 from a single stack of 112 potency to a 2 stacks of 128. At level 26 we get Thunder 2, deals lightning damage with a potency of 30 on impact to target and all nearby enemies. Additional effect, lightning damage over time with a potency of 30, duration of 12 seconds. This is a dot and it will tick 4 times with a total of 120 potency. potency plus the initial 30 for a grand total of 150. The target potency on Thunder 2 is going to be 2 or more targets. At level 28, we get the Thundercloud trait, grants a 10% chance that after each damage over time tick inflicted by Thunder, or 3% chance by Thunder 2, the next Thunder or Thunder 2 spell will add its full damage over time amount to its initial damage, have no cast time, and cost no MP, duration of 18 seconds. This is quote-unquote a Thunder proc. When it procs and you activate a single target or AoE Thunder spell, for the single target Thunder 1, you're going to do a full 270 potency, and it will effectively reset the timer on the dots. If it's the AoE, it'll do 150 potency total to every single target, and it'll as well reset the timer on the dots. And also level 30, we get the job ability called a Manafont, restores 30% of maximum MP. It is instant cast with 180 second off global. At level 30, we get the Manaward, creates a barrier that nullifies damage totaling up to 30% of maximum HP, duration of 20 seconds. It is instant cast with 120 second off global. Manaward is used up against any and all incoming damage. Now there's a roughly half a second delay on the animation before the actual buff hits your character, so do mind that. Hello everyone, and this is going to be the rotation segment. This will be the single targets. I will be pausing the video to illustrate the further detail along the rotation. Before we begin the rotation, I want to give a shout out to those that don't have transpose yet. You need to be sure not to go too low on mana. Make sure you spam your fire spells. Before you go too low on mana, you're going to spam Blizzard twice, so you can actually proc the removal of Astral Fire and then the addition of Umbral Ice to start recovering mana, and then do the opposite for fire. So remove the Umbral Ice with a fire one and then initiate Astral Fire with the second fire one. So with the single target rotation, we're mostly going to be talking about the Umbral Ice and then the Astral Fire version of the 3 spells, mostly the 3 spells that are Witch Blizzard 1, Thunder 1, and then Fire 1. If you do not have the following spells, go ahead and just use the ones you do have in accordance to the rotation. As always, before we begin, rotations are in the description box below, and with that, let's get started. Let's start this off with our Blizzard 1 into our Thunder 1 proc. Before we toss transpose, make sure you know 2 things. If you have your swift cast, you're going to swift cast fire 1 out, and make sure you keep an eye on that thunder proc. If it procs too early in the rotation, we're going to press the thunder 1. If it procs too late in the rotation, we're going to wait till we reset with the blizzard, and then we're going to toss the instant thunder. So we're going to swift cast into a fire 1 if you have it. If not, go ahead and cast 6 fire 1s to deplete your mana. After that, we're going to cast our Manafont if you have it. If you do not have it, go ahead and do your transpose, but if you do have it, you're going to cast an additional 2 fire 1s. Make sure you keep an eye on the thunder proc. If it shows up too late towards the end of where we are now, just go ahead and wait till you transpose and renew into a blizzard 1 and then toss the immediate thunder. And as always, for the AoE rotation, I'm going to pause the video as needed. And of course, anytime during this rotation, if you get a thunder proc, go ahead and toss a thunder 2. We're going to do a blizzard into a thunder 2, an immediate transpose. If you have the swift cast, go ahead and pop it into a fire 2. We're going to do 3 fire 2s. The minimum mana requirement for the AoE rotation is 9,000. That's 90% of your mana. We're going to toss 3 fire 2s into the immediate Manafont if you have it. If you do not have it, go ahead and do the transpose. But if you do, go ahead and cast the Manafont into the 4th fire 2. While you're coming on the way back after the transpose, you're going to cast the blizzard, and then you're going to cast your thunder 2. But before casting the thunder 2, consider waiting slightly a bit of time. Remember, you need a minimum of 9,000 MP going into your fire 2 spam, otherwise you're wasting DPS. Yes, we are back to Hawk Manor. How many times? How many times must I come back to this place? Anyway, the first tip I can give you guys is to stick to the beefiest target in the group. The beefiest target is typically what you want to stick to, because Black Mage has very long cast bars and you do not want to let the target die on you halfway through your cast. So make sure you stick to a very healthy target. During AoE, just let the tank pull, take your time, relax, let them do their thing until they've finished. You can swap transpose, you really have no issue. If you need to start during Astral Fire, go ahead and start during Astral Fire. There's really no consequence. Your rotation doesn't really fall behind too much. Once you've run out of mana, you're going to be doing your Thunder, your Blizzard into Thunder anyway, so it really doesn't matter all too much. So this is going to be a lovely post-commentary. I am very tired. I hope you guys enjoyed the Black Mage up to level 30. I did a bit extra sprinkling onto this guide series because I know Square Enix most likely will not be changing Black Mage all too much within the next couple of years, seeing as they haven't done diddly squat to the previous general mechanics of Black Mage in the past 5 or so years. So the boss mechanics is pretty straightforward. The only clunkiness of Black Mage is in the AoE with the mana consumption and the reset of the mana into Blizzard. You're going to be standing there for a little bit of time. You do still encounter a bit of that during the single target rotation, but it's not as bad as the AoE. A note on the Manafont. Make sure the mana that you currently have is very low or about to expire before popping the Manaward, because if said enemy dies before you even burn the mana coming from that Manafont, it's like you wasted the button. So be patient, press the button near empty mana, be a little bit of patience, should go a long way. Anyway, that's the end of the video. I hope you guys learned something. And we'll see you guys next time. Enjoy the rest of the clip. Hello world, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to smash the like and subscribe here. You can also donate if interested in supporting the channel. More content to watch on the right side. If interested in joining in the Tempest Talons, info in the top left. And as always, good luck to you, and we'll see you next time.